It's that time again. Okay, y'all. It's 6 o'clock. All right, about 100 degrees outside, and everybody should be home from work by now, right? So, you guys know we're coming down to the end of the courses. Okay, coming down to the end of the courses. I'm going to put this slide up just so you guys can see where we're at. Remove, put this up. All right. So, this is pretty much the capstone of your medical insurance billing course. And in this capstone course, I decided to go ahead and, well, capstone is next week, but we're doing the job development because some people were asking for it. So this is the class that you're in, should be class 14. Okay, so some of you who's supposed to have your books, I'm gonna drop the books up there so you guys can see what books you're supposed to have. Okay, hold on. You guys know I always drop the books in there. You can see what books you need. I put the schedule in there. But let's go over the books just in case we get somebody new and they haven't seen that slide with the books in there. Okay, so I need to make sure that everybody sees what books you're supposed to have. Okay, yeah, okay, your ISBN numbers are there. Yes, you do need this book with your medical insurance billing. That was a question that I had. So yes, medical insurance billing has a small portion in there that has to do with coding. So I want you guys to, you don't have to try to get them all at once. Just try to get, one at a time. Your ISBN numbers are here. So remember that Amazon sometimes at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, they drop a special in there, okay, on their books. I think I saw the Hickpick new for like $70 yesterday. Okay, so these are the books that you should be in: medical insurance billing workbook and your medical insurance billing reading book. So we are now down to the we are now down to the end of your and basically you've already done um, reading material. These are the books that you need. I'm just going to throw them up there step by step as your coding book. And again, this is a self-paced course. So your language of medicine book, you're going to need that for your next class. If you want to get the ebook, that's fine. But the medical terminology will be your next class. So just kind of take heed to following of the course so that you can know where we are. This class is coming to an end. Your next course in Sapphire course is going to be medical terminology. That's your medical terminology class right there. I got good news. I am finished with the medical terminology book. Okay. Um, so you guys know I got an 18 series that I am making for you. Your first series is already out. Today I am finished with the medical terminology book. So that book will be posted on Amazon. I ain't gonna do it now. Saturday I'm gonna put it out there. They gotta do the audits and everything, XYZ. But the good thing is that we are finished with that medical terminology book. And that book is so nice. It has illustrations in there. And the book tells you, why you need to know medical terminology, how you would use medical terminology uh, in your coding exam. Because, well, yeah, that's what it's all about, your coding exam. Okay, so let's move on. So let me see what else in here. If we get somebody new and they're only looking at this one. This is your schedule. I don't know why. Oh, you know why? I didn't make a new one for this week yet. So I'm gonna make the new one pretty much for this week. But if you guys was in the classes before, you guys should be all finished with this, right? You should be off in paper claims, electronic claims, 11, 12, 13. You should be finished with this. Your schedule for this week, I haven't dropped it yet. I'm gonna drop it right after this. Um, I don't know. We worked kind of late today, so I didn't really get that much time to prepare for this class for you guys. But that's your regular schedule. And as you can see down here, when I start at 6 o'clock, this is considered your theory. Your practice is your workbook. Okay, this is considered your theory. Your theory work. Okay. I have slides up there. I'm not even sure what those are, but this one is important. I need to put this up here. So this slide is going to get your book. Okay. You guys can get your book from Amazon. No worries. But if you want a brand new book, well, they still have brand new books on Amazon too. 'Cause all of my books are on Amazon. But I prefer to go to elsevier.com to get all the new books there. So we are actually getting ready to do capstone on medical insurance billing. But that's fine. But I still want you guys to go ahead and get your book for medical insurance billing in case some of you missed that class. If some of you, I don't know what that is. If some of you missed the class, no worries. You can always, I say capstone one more time. You can always archive those videos, and that's why I kind of gotten used to doing it on YouTube because of the archiving of the videos. Um, Now I hear people saying, Miss Lambert, I can easily get the video. I can X, Y, Z. Good, but don't forget you still can go on the Sapphire portal so you can get the things that are not NYTU. Okay, so yes, there are several things that is not NYTU that is on my Sapphire portal. Okay, and there's another aspect that I did get to do for you guys. So a lot of people were asking me, let's get this down. I forgot to wrote this down. And, yeah. Okay, so people were asking me about the test that I give. Now, the tests that I actually give are not tests that I give on YT. Classes are joke. I like my other ones, but my bifocals are too low. I can't see them. So I have decided to put the the quiz in the manual. So the quiz will be in the manual. I just ordered some manuals. They take forever, but they got to print them and they got to paperback them and everything. But when I get them, I'll put them in the classroom. Because it's so many of y'all that are taking tests, there's no way that I'm going to have time to grade those tests. So what I have done, the tests and the quiz and the competencies that are in the Sapphire portal, the medical terminology book that I just finished writing, I put test and quiz in there, and the answers are at the back of the book. Okay, I can't do no planning in that. Girls and boys now, if you take a test, don't go looking at the back. Take the test and then grade yourself. And like I told you before, use a piece of paper and then put your answers on it. Or you can always order a grid from online. Okay, you can always order a grid from online. So this segment is merely about job development. You guys were asking me about that job development section, which I didn't really feel the need to do. I mean, we did have a job developer at the school, and what was his name? Mr. Hardy. Mr. Hardy, you out there? Hello, Mr. Hardy. Mr. Hardy used to do the job development, and this pretty much got our students ready for going out there in the world or whatever. So this is 21, all right? So if you guys got your book, this is what we're going to do today. Okay, that's what we're doing today. So in chapter 21, they talk about, seeking jobs, getting jobs, preparing your resumes and things like that. Looking online, searching for employment, especially when you guys are doing medical insurance billing. Make sure you list some of the things that you did learn, in the classroom and things that you are going to continue learning. If you are still learning and you'll continue to learn coding or the basics of coding, put it on your resume. What can they do? The worst they can do is give you a test. You should know what you learned in medical insurance billing in this course right here. Okay, so networking, especially like YouTube and Twitter and all of them. You guys, you never know who you meet. I meet so many people on Twitter are just crazy, and people that just you wouldn't even think of that's even paying any attention to the stuff that you write. Okay, so if you guys want to find a position in medical insurance billing, you want to focus that on medical insurance billing. Okay, so if you want to do both, make sure that you steadfast on your coding. So pay attention to this section in your book. And it doesn't have to be the new book. It doesn't have to be the new book. Even the old books have the same section in here. Okay? So, and another thing I tell you guys to do, put pre-interview questions in a notebook so that you can kind of go back and look at them. You guys know in the Sapphire, I don't know what this is, well, I'm just using it as an example, like a book. So you guys know in the Sapphire course, we have HR stuff in there. I pretty much tell you guys questions that I might ask somebody if I'm interviewing them. I do give them, like a little coding exam or something like that, especially the coders. We just need to make sure that they know how to code, okay? And medical insurance, they get like a 360 test. Uh, any of you guys work for Optum 360? Optum 360 gives you, that's United Healthcare. They give you a test that has medical insurance billing in there, and you need to tell them all about a claim, or you'll be so that is what that is going to entitle. But in the Sapphire portal, we have resumes in there, different types of resumes, what you should have on your resume. Don't forget to use Grammarly when you make your resume, and make sure there are no errors on your resume. Okay, so if you guys are going to use a cover letter, make sure that the cover letter combines with your resume. So if you've got your resume in font XYZ, and then you change this one to font, give me a font, capital or whatever. I'm going right here. Um, don't do them in different fonts. I want you, if you do something in bold on that one, just put that little area in bold. But make sure you just use the same font on your cover letter and your resume. So this is what we're looking at right now. This is key terms. These key terms are going to take you. This is for those of you who don't know. This is a screenshot of the terms that I want you to study. So for certification exams, you guys are getting ready to do your CPC. Okay, some of you already have that experience already. Put it on your resume. You know what I'm saying? CPC. Okay, August 31st. Okay, that's what you got to put. You want to take your test August 31st. If I see that, I know she's going to be new, but I know she knows something about it. I just need to start molding her. You guys know I like to hire the new ones that don't know anything. Then I don't have to fight with her because she know everything. See, that's different people. Different people. You talk about different directors, different managers, XYZ. And I do hire the experienced ones, but I like to get the ones that I need to mold. This way I know she's going to do exactly what I tell her to do. So in this section, we're talking about cover letters that you guys are going to create. We're making lists of employment agencies if you choose to take different types of resumes. If you guys are going to do some type of contracted uh, employment, you can contract yourself with two or three different type of agencies. That's your preference. And sometimes you want to go to an agency, they teach you how to, not the agency, the place where they want to place you at. Agency might put you at Emory or something like that, or Duke or something. Learn what you're going to learn, then they put you someplace else. A friend of mine worked for Redstone. Well, she was actually a temp. And she was tipping there so long. And this is what I didn't understand. The agency was going to put her someplace else and then put somebody else in her place to where she was. It just didn't make any sense. She is the accountant. She's temp, but she is the accountant. She's been there over a year. Why do you think they want to do that? Why do you think they want to put somebody new in her place instead of the company she's working for hire her? Why, Miss Lambert? Because the company that she is working for had to buy her out. Once they realized they had to buy her out because she was a temp, they have to pay. If you're a temp and you're working at a hospital and you've been here for a year, you're still there. But God, shouldn't they have hired me by now? They're trying to save money. But in the long run, they realize they're going to lose more money if they keep doing the temp. So they want to get rid of her. She already knows everything all around the office, but they want another temp because she can only be on that job a certain amount of time. They have to hire her. Oh, we're going to take a week break and then, just give us somebody else so we can pay them $2 an hour. So this is what happens. And this is in all scenarios, whether you're a biller, coder, if you're working as a temp and you've been, this is why they hire you. They will give you insurance. They got, oh, shoot, now we got the 403, now we got a so and so. But you have some temp agencies that have that in the contract. If you keep out a temp for more than a year, you need to buy her out. You have to buy her out. They sign that and say, okay, I'm going to buy her out. They're supposed to buy her out. So I saw her a couple of days ago, and she said, "Guess what? They finally decided to hire me." Because she was already going. You know how you going and you're like, oh, forget it. Wherever they put me, that's where I'm going. Where they put me. You know what I'm saying? But I was hoping that they would change that around. They kept her. And they kept her, and they put out the money. They bought her out of the temp agency. They brung her into the company. Now she's a regular employee. See? So that's why it's always good to try to stick it out, even if you are in an agency. Um, if you're in an agency and you're doing the billing or you're doing the whatever, just stay there. You guys remember when I told you, remember, this is a capstone, so we're not doing anything that's, it's going to have to do with the teaching process of medical billing. We are done with medical billing. We're capstoning job development, and then Friday we're continuing job development capstone. So years ago, I don't know, it was 1999 or whenever, when I was working in the OR, and we had a little fallout in the OR, and I was terrible back then. I just walked out the I got back in Long Island Jewish through the agency. I got back into the agency. The surgeon said, Lisa, you know, you're going to do billing. You're going to do billing. And I said, well, I don't know nothing about billing. You see what I'm saying? But them combined together, that's how I got back in. Long Island Jewish. That's how I got back in. I wasn't there that long, but between Tonya and Marie, the billing was history. Tonya, I don't know where you at, but Tonya, I didn't even know what billing was. Tonya showed me how to do Excel. She showed me how to do the billing. She showed me what collection. Remember, I'm coming from the OR. I'm coming from operating room. I'm coming from instruments and stuff. I don't know nothing about that. Tonya, I don't know where you at, but I know who you are. She taught me billing from one end to the other. But you know what I bet you? I bet Tonya didn't think I paid her any attention. I I watched her from one end to the other. I didn't even know how to move an Excel around. I was blue collar. I was in the OR. From that day forward, and I told her, I said, you think I'm not listening to you, but I'm telling you, I'm taking down every single thing you told me. From that day forward, I went to college for billing. I went to school for billing. I went to nursing. I did my bachelor's. I did my master's in healthcare. I did my master's in my MBA. And every time I do a survey, I mentioned Tonya. That's where it came. That's where it came. It was Marie. Marie showed me. Marie took me to the paper part of working. Paper, like filing and patient names and all that. And I'm like, I called Dr. Lewis. Dr. Lewis said, I can't do this. I can't. I don't know nothing about no pill and all that stuff. And Dr. Lewis says, listen, he from Jamaica. He was a head of anesthesia in Long Island Jewish many years ago. I wish I knew he was. Dr. Lewis said, if you still here, you can all right, video. He thought, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. And I said, all right, okay, okay. You don't want to come back to the OR. No, not really. I really didn't. Because I was ready to strain the nurse. And she had to be a new nurse. Y'all know that. But anyway, y'all know how I get through it. Even if you come in as an agency, when you first start a job, get to know the person. Get to know the person. Don't take heed to me because y'all know it. I'll walk off in a minute. As soon as I say, yeah, okay, we got a problem. Don't do like I do. I want you to get in there. You got an attitude with the boss. Go in the closet. Go scream. Go in the closet and scream. Okay. Remember, job development is developing your skills. It's developing how to get this job. Now, you're going to have issues everywhere. You might have somebody that actually needs you, but she's got too much on your resume, and then you don't get hired. And that happens all the time. I'm telling you why that hires, why that happens. When you have so much on your resume, and they know they need you, they'll be scared you try to take their job. They won't hire you. I'm telling you, I ran into that millions and millions of times. That's why I don't work for them anymore. I don't work for them anymore. You're so scared I'm going to take your job. I don't work for you. I put people to work for you. That's what I do. I put people to work for you. I'm talking about the corporate world, not the Fed. I have fun running around the Fed, especially the big truck I drove. Anyway, so remember, you have to just take your time. You have to take your time. This segment is about your job development. I'm gonna put this stuff because I want to. resume that you make sure there are no errors on your resume. The reason for the no errors, that is the first thing that I look at when I'm looking at a resume. If you've got errors on your resume, I cannot hire you because your work is not savvy. If you give me a resume and I see issues on there, periods and X Y Z, I cannot hire you. If you give me a resume in this part, what's that thing? The Grammarly thing. I use Grammarly all the time. I use Grammarly before I send an email to my CEO. Why, Miss Lambert? First of all, she got a pet peeve. You send her something and stuff. But generally, when you do your resume, attach it to Grammarly. It will scan that resume for every grammar error that you have in there. And it is free. It's Grammarly.com. It's a free portion, and then they have another one that goes in there. So that's one of the things I want you to make sure that you do no errors. Especially Dr. Hardy used to be like, he used to get on my students every time they made an error about, about their resume, which he was right. And I'm so proud of my students. Most of them are working in a hospital. You know, he did such an awesome job with my students and helping them with their resumes. Matter of fact, when I first started doing Sapphire, when we first created Sapphire, I reached out to Dr. Hardy because he's still job development in the state of North Carolina. He helped my students. I mean, he made them such wonderful resumes and gave them wonderful references. And most of them are working in North Carolina right now. So thank you so much, Dr. Hardy. I don't know where you are, but thank you so much. And what I learned, he gave me that this is what you do, Miss Lambert. This is what you do. They should have this. They should have that. No errors. He's the one who gave me the Grammarly thing. I had no idea they even had something like that. So make sure you use Grammarly when you are doing your resume. So, being that we are already in the capstone section, I want you guys to make sure you be careful on your resume. I'm going to put this up for you guys, especially when you're going for insurance billing specialist. Insurance billing specialist. I have some stuff in Sapphire Teams portal. I don't know if I can put it on here. I should. It's fine. I own the copyright to it. Next class, I'm going to show you some of those things that's actually in my portal. But right now, I want you guys to make sure if you're going for insurance billing specialist, this is for the people who are not going on for coding. Your class is over. This is the last class for you. We are in on medical insurance billing, and we are looking at the reading book, and we are on chapter 21 on job attaining professional management. In this section, we're just going over the type of things you should put on your resume. Now, if you've never done, you don't have experience in medical insurance billing, you're going to put your course down that you just did. You're going to put your foot stamp that you just did. If you guys followed me, I'll put this up. If you guys followed me here, this is a real course. You should have everything done. If you need me to look at your course and what you have, put it up. I will look at it for you. I will look at it for you. Some of you have done your exercises, your summary. Now, being that you're not in the actual Sapphire class, you're still able to do the summaries. If you've done your summaries, no worries. If you feel like you want me to look at it, let me know, and I will look at the summary for you. Whatever you learned in this classroom on the YTU, put it on your resume. Put it on your resume. If you say, I'm talking to YTU right now. If you need to have me give you exam to see what you learned from the class that I just taught you, I will give it to you. I will give it to you. If you say, Miss Lambert, I think I'm ready to work as a medical biller, I can tell you whether you're ready to work as a medical biller or not. I will give you a 360 exam. I'll give you a 360 exam. You have to join the Sapphire portal in order for me to give you that exam because you have to go in there and get it. Okay. So again, let me get rid of this. Can you guys still see that? Now let's take that down. Okay, so in this session, when you are doing your resume, this is for medical insurance billing, and we talk about resumes because we're finished with medical insurance billing. You can also go online and find out different styles of resume. Okay, find different styles of resumes. Okay, because it's going to help you. Okay, those of you who are going on to coding, Um, in this book, there are a lot of coding exercises. We haven't gotten down to that yet. Just going to jump to that. Okay. So, as a revenue cycle manager, revenue cycle managers are responsible for overseeing of the billing and accounts, and also assisting in resolving account issues. Also, making sure that the charges were billed correctly, making sure that the billers are getting the claims out on time, making sure that you are getting the correct money. So revenue cycle managers have a big job because that's going to be your boss, the billing specialist, or whatever, the billing supervisor. Those are going to be your go-to. Okay. There are many offices that have what do you call them? Team leaders. I'm not for the team leaders thing, but you know, let me tell you about team leaders. Team leaders is okay. I like the team leaders as far as the supervisor aspect. I don't like the creation of the team leaders because the team leader is getting a penny more than you. Let me give it to y'all as a boss perspective. This is why I would use a team leader because I can pay her 10 cents more than you, and what she knows, and she's getting $20 more. See, that's the reason why we have team leaders. We call them team leaders because they make you feel better. They do. I mean, I'm giving you a perspective. Okay, that's the reason why we have team leaders. I can get her. She's a biller just like you. But I'm calling her a team leader. I'm giving her 10 cents more than you, and I'm giving her 100 plus times work. I'm giving her the same chores that I'm about to give my supervisor. That's what a team leader is. We teach them, we give them everything that we give a supervisor. I can lead a team leader in charge of the billers. She's still only getting 10 cents more than you. But see, that's on a boss's perspective because I'm saving my boss, I'm saving my hospital money by teaching her to be a team leader. That's why I don't use team leaders. I'm making her a supervisor. I'm making her a supervisor. I don't do the team leader thing because it shortchanges the billers. She's a biller. She ain't no different than you. You getting 10 cents more than you. I'm not gonna call her to do that. You a supervisor, I'm gonna make you a supervisor. So you have different bosses, you have different directors, you have different people that I don't do the team leader thing. I don't have team leaders in my office. I'm making her a supervisor. That's it. So some people don't know how businesses flow, how revenue cycle management is. Us as directors or managers, it's our job to make sure that the money stays in house. I'm not going to pay her $10 more than her. She's the biller, and just because they call her a team leader, no, I ain't gonna do that because I'm gonna teach her the same thing. She's doing the same thing that I'm paying a supervisor. I'm paying her $85,000 a year. The team do the same thing she's doing. I'm giving her $30 an hour. No, I'm gonna pay her the same thing that I'm gonna pay the supervisor. So that's how I do it, in my office. And anybody who wants to grow up, they can. That's why when you do your resume, when you start a job and you're still there, uh, I go back and look at that resume and see what you've done in the past. So I don't even if you were in high school, and when you were in high school, they used to have like work study. They used to have work study. They used to have work study in high school. Um, the work study consisted of paperwork. I did a work study thing at the VA. That was like my first job. Um, what was it? What was it? On Lincoln Boulevard in St. Albans. I probably was like 13, and I think I used my sister's work permit. I was like this tall ever since I was 12. So I used my sister's work permit, and that was my first job working at the VA, and it was called a work study. You can do that at any facility. You did- when you join my class, they do get a certificate. I can't give YTU a certificate because you are not enrolled into my course. Those girls that are enrolled into my course, I have to give them a certificate at the end of the course because when you become a biller, you're a coder, if you don't have the experience, you have to have the hours. So when you guys hear me talking about theory and practice, they have to have that in order to work as a biller. You still need to know what you're talking about. Now, some of you guys who are going on and doing your own business, Take it to the head. Take all Miss Lambert's classes. The medical insurance billing class is over. The medical terminology is next. You guys are going to follow the classes as they are. Do not forget to go to sapphirecoding.myshopify.com. You want to register for those courses, go ahead and register for the courses. Use that key code, hashtag, I think you can- hashtag, what is it? Okay, hashtag key 212. That's what it is. All right, so let's get back to what we're doing. So basically, we're doing job development, and this segment of what we're doing is continuing education. That's what this is. This is continuing education. We're not going to call it proprietary school or anything like that. I have an online school. It's called Sapphire Physician Company Online Academy. Okay, and trust me, you're going to learn a lot from it. Those of you who are not in my classroom, send me a message, hit me up. If you want to join or register, let me know. Okay. So, in your job search, okay. Now, remember, this is the book that we go to. All right? This is a medical insurance billing book. You'd be surprised how much stuff is in that book. This is the job search portion. Okay, this is where you should be at. So, if y'all follow me, this is where y'all should be at in the book. Okay, I'm gonna take this down. This is where y'all should be at. I'm on page 491. Okay, so you want to make sure that you actually possess the skills for the job as an insurance billing specialist. Everything that you have gone over in this book put you in the right place as a medical insurance billing specialist. Okay. Look at some job applications. See what's on there. Okay. If you guys are going to go forward, let me show you this right here. Certified billing and coding specialist. They got that in what? AHA? Some of you who already did, what is it, NHA? They got that NHA. NHA is okay. I think they got that down in Georgia here. That's one of the tips they can here. But it's not as prominent as it is in Georgia, National Association. Any of y'all ever heard of that before? That NHA exam that they take? Let me put it up real quick. That one. So the NHA exam, is just test that. I think the hospitals actually pay for it here because I think I took that like about 20 years ago. They had something like that down here. The NHA is okay. It's just not as prominent as the CPC up north. That's what most of them take. But I know some people who actually did the NHA. I mean, they give you that down here for free down here in Georgia. I don't know about now. It was about 20 something years ago when I was down here, and they gave us that. Okay, so again, and you can do your CPB. Okay, you can do a HEMA CCA. Those of you who are beginners in the coding, for you to move on to CCS, you need to have taken your CCA. Okay, put it on your resume. Okay, and again, self-study programs help you pass. These type of programs that are self-study will help you pass some of these exams that we have, especially in AAPC, American Health Information Management Association, AHIMA. Take heed to that. That will be on your test. Oh, let me show you this. Wait, you may have to, oh, I see some websites on here that y'all can look at. See these websites in your book? See these websites? You need to go look at them. Okay, there's NHA right there. I actually have a pre-test for NHA. Yes, I do. I have a pre-test for NHA. If anybody wants to take that, it's a little bit of a smaller test than the regular CPC, but I do have a pre-test like that I used to give to my students many years ago. That I actually created myself. But one of the proctors there, and I think they had came to my school, so I did create something for my students to take that because that was a cheaper test, much cheaper test, and I think the school was paying for that. They didn't want to pay for the seat what they do now. 'Cause I made sure I advocated the CPC. But anyway, y'all know how I start rambling on. In your book on page 492, please look at that. Okay? Health Financial Management Association. Some of these things might be on your CPC. Okay, and again, you're still really almost in the capstone. Capstone of this course is not until next Friday, but I'm just kind of going through some of the things that's here, which involve some of the certifications you can get. So if some of you are in my class, you will get a billing certification, a completion certificate. That's what you will get. You'll get a completion certificate and you'll get the hours on it. Some jobs require a certain amount of hours. So you guys know, you guys here at YTU, YouTube University. Your your theory your theory is 15 hours. Your theory is 15 hours. Your practice is 30 hours. Okay? Your practice is 30 hours. Okay? The full medical insurance billing and coding course are a lot more hours than that. Okay? Syllabus in front of me, but look at some of my tests. I think I put the syllabus there. But this little portion right here is 15 hours for YTU, not the Sapphire, not my school, not my online academy. It's longer, much longer than that. This, so I said, well, how much building you had 15 hours, 30 hours, right? 30 a theory. So you say 15 plus, so you say 45 hours of that, right? If you're in my course, which you can register online or you can send me a message, your course for just medical billing, I believe it's either 100 hours or 120 hours, depending on which one you take. So we have 20 week and we have a 40-week course. The 40-week course is your full course. That's your full 5 months. That's your full 5 months course. The 20-week course, the only thing that we did, because the whole course, for you guys to do this whole course, Ms. Lambert's whole course, it's going to take you 5 months. It takes you 5 months to do my course. 5 to 6 months is the accreditation mandated time frame for you to do a medical insurance billing class and coding. Okay, so this class is normally 5 to 6 months. When you see me crunch to 20 weeks, I put all that work in there. Nothing was left out. Okay, and that's the Sapphire course. So, when you guys are doing your job development, you're doing your job study, you're doing your resume, you put that you went to school for medical insurance billing. Conan, where did you go to school? You went to Sapphire Physician Coding LLC. My course is normally 5 to 6 months. If people are doing my course in 20 weeks, I've crunched that so they can do it quicker. My course, 40 weeks, is 5 to 6 months. That is an accreditation mandate. Can I do a medical insurance billing course for 15 hours or for 30 hours? What I'm giving YTU is like a minimal of what I do in my own course. It's much bigger. So you guys are getting the 15 hours practice, 15 hours theory, and 30 hours practice. What's the theory, Miss Lambert? Me talking to you. That's theory. We're talking and reading. What's the practice, Miss Lambert? You doing the exercise. So I don't know if I have a syllabus up there or it should be three syllabuses because I have three different schedules. I think I have a 6 week, 20 week, and a 40 week. And there's one that has a 10 week. And I made the 10 week for people who are just kind of rushing up. Look through some of my chats. They're in there. And if you guys want to see it, you can go to the Sapphire portal, but you got to register for the Sapphire portal. I have to give you an email. hmm I have to give you an email to enter my school. Okay, you have to register. But you don't have to get all the courses. You can get some courses and, you know, get one. Buy one course and that lets you in my class. Okay, because when you get to the end, it's going to say, your registration. I will get it. And then I'll shoot you back an email. That email of Microsoft will let you into the Sapphire portal. Okay. So again, we're just kind of going over job development and some of the certifications that you could get. Okay, the CCS, Certified Coding Specialist. All right, and that's like that's a word that people say all the time. CCSP, Certified Coding Specialist Position. Okay, between AHEMA and AAPC, they have several tests that you can take. The CPB, if you want to take the CPB, then yeah, go to aapc.com so that you guys can take a look at that. How did I get down there? Okay, let me see where I'm at. So make sure you guys go to aapc.com so you can take a look at what they have to offer you. Okay, because that's what we teach. We teach physician coding. HEMA will teach you hospital coding. Okay, you will get ICD-10, the PCS with that. Okay. Online job search. You guys know all about the online job search. If you guys get that book, the medical insurance billing and coding book, this is good right here. So a medical insurance billing and coding book. I have a couple of resumes in the back of that book. Okay, so these are some of the things that I'm going to give you that you're going to look at, which it's nothing mandatory, but you have Indeed, You have your Zip Recruiter, you have your Monster, you also have Career Builder, you have Glassdoor, and these places also have resume writing. They also have resume writing in them, okay? And I mean, like, when you're looking for a job, I'll put this up. When you're looking for a job, you're looking for that job from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. It's frustrating. Don't get caught up and don't let any of these crackpots get to you that have these fake jobs where they say they pay you $5,000 at the end of the month. It's a lie. Do not deal with those type of things. Somebody sends you that, somebody calling you from Shanghai or India or somewhere. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. If you're kind of skeptical about online stuff, you go straight to the source. Go straight to the source. Go straight to the hospital, straight to the facility. Give them your resume. Just go to HR. Do how you used to do it in the old school. Do how you used to do it in the old school. Put down the address and a lot of and mail your resume off if you're skeptical like that. Because when you put your resume, you put your stuff out there anywhere. Anybody can get it. And I mean, like sometimes some jobs will sound so good you think they're real. They're not. So, just kind of be careful when you are looking for a job. Okay. Make sure you have a black pen for your application. Um, Read the full application for completing instructions. X, Y, Z. Okay, so this is like in the back of your book. It's just telling you what to do. List all correct dates of employment. Now, how I would do that is have your stuff ready. Get your folder. Hold on, this little raggedy go. Get your folder. You're going to already have, especially when you're online doing applications. This is the easiest thing you can do. Pre-do your stuff. So you want to have a piece of paper, right? And you're online, and you're in Word. Put all your references on that sheet of paper. Save it, right? Put all your jobs on another piece of paper. Okay. So with the address, phone number, your boss that you're going to use for a reference. So you're going to have all of that. Then you're going to put your work references, name, email. Put that on a piece of paper. The reason you're going to already do that is so that when you are online and you're putting in applications, you can go boom, boom, boom. It is frustrating when you get to a position or application and they want all this stuff. Then you got to do it again. And then you got to go looking for all of this stuff. We're not doing that. Have it all written down. Make sure you call Maria and ask her because you can use her for reference. Call your supervisor and say, Trina, I'm going to use you for reference. Okay? What's your email? What's your XYZ? Whether they call or not, who cares? 9 times out of 10, we don't call anyway. You just need to make sure the email and stuff is good. Okay? Unless you email and all that. All right? But just have it ready. Have your phone numbers ready. Have your if you're gonna work for the feds, have your 10 year where you lived at. If you're gonna work for the feds, have it all ready. Have your job numbers all ready. Have your references all ready. Have your personal references ready with the phone numbers. When you go online and you put it in applications, you can just boom, 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 right through those applications. Don't forget what I said. When you're looking for a job, it's from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. Okay, especially on medical insurance billing. Everybody's doing medical insurance billing. In your mind, that's what you're thinking. But everybody needs medical insurance. Okay. Uh, this is good. I'm on 496, y'all. Chronological resume. Okay. Represents dates, descriptives. Okay. Functional resume, combination resume. You guys go ahead and look that stuff up. Okay. I'm just kind of giving you an insight on what this chapter is about. Okay. And then they're just showing you resumes. I spoke to somebody before that was actually on she was on Twitter and she was like, she ain't wearing this, she ain't wearing that. Well, it's just a factory. Why should I dress up? But, the people were looking at her like she should have been dressed up. Um, in some cases, yeah, you do have to kind of dress up. Even if they don't tell you, just look nice. Okay. You might have in-person interview. They might have questions that they're going to ask you. Just remember, I want you guys to make sure you get this book. Anything you can think of is in this medical insurance billing book. Who would think they would have a job development section in this book? Now, I don't know why they got this right here, but I'm not putting that up there. You can send them a follow-up letter. I normally do a thank you letter. And you guys remember, I'm still a little bit skeptical about actually going back to the corporate office. Uh, I think when I do go back, I don't think I'm going to go back to the white collar office. I think I'm going to go to the corporate blue collar office. I seem to have more fun with them. I don't know. I don't know. It ain't all about money all the time. It's not all about money all the time. Sometimes you can make as much money as you can, be miserable. So I don't know about. Uh, and I'm not saying I would I'd be miserable when I'm upstairs or whatever. At the time. It's just an aggravation. I don't care nothing about you. All right, go get your own money. I just sometimes you just don't do like I do. Don't do like I do. If you get pissed off with your boss, you better go to the closet. Okay, don't do like I do. Like my sister. My sister would say, I have a problem with my CEOs or I don't have a problem with them. I don't. I just get out of my office. Send me an email. That's how I be at work. Get away from me. It's like what? And it's always, I have corners are all over the place. And the doctor will come in just like she's sitting right next to me. Tatiana changed my code. Why she changed my code? I don't know. I don't know yet. Give me a minute. Send me an email with that. Wait 2 hours and come and check me. So, that's the kind of stuff you go through with the doctors. I'm not scaring you, okay? This was medical billing. This ain't coding. That coding we have not gotten to you yet. But y'all wait till we get to the core course of the coding. We're gonna have fun with that. Okay. So okay, again, so we are in chapter 21, employment, and we're doing this chapter because you guys wanted to do this chapter. And again, when an individual wants to be their own boss, self-employment. Okay, it's usually wise to become well educated and have experience in the chosen career before undertaking this task. You've got to be experienced in what you want to do when you're talking about taking on your own business. And not only that, you need to make sure you have a passion for that. If coding services are to be a part of the billing company offering, the coding professional should be certified by reputable professional organizations such as AAPC or HEMA. Okay, I know one of my girlfriends I know in North Carolina. She does a HEMA, and let me tell you something. She does not play. She teaches a HEMA. She stays in a hotel, and I'm telling you, I don't blame her. She stays in a hotel, and the hotel gave her such. She's been living there for years. She does her meetings right downstairs in the hotel. She goes on her trip. She comes right back to that hotel. She teaches a HEMA. I had her. Invited her to my school one time to teach my students about AHIMA. So don't sleep on AHIMA either. Okay, everything is a learning process. Everything is a learning process. Okay. Um, so this book also has wow, it also has a skit back here on how you should start your business, how you should do a start. I think that's good. Okay, so we stayed on this subject too much. I got to get on 22. Okay, so let's go to chapter 22 in our workbook. Because chapter 22 is merely is your test. Okay, so hold on, let me see if I can get down here. Chapter 22. See, this one stops. The reading book, let me just capstone that. Employment opportunities, professional organizations, self-employment, attaining professional advancement. Don't forget your key abbreviations, okay? Your key abbreviations, okay? In that same chapter is a capstone of everything that you've already done. Let me drop this up here real quick. Everything that you've already done, that's your key abbreviations right there. Okay, make sure that you do those. Okay, so again, I'm going to move over to the workbook because that's where your 22 is. Now, so we are in the 17th edition of Medical Insurance Billing by Courtney, okay, by Linda Smith. So in this chapter, let's get this. Let me let you see this piece right here. So make sure you guys get this book. Elsevier.com. I'm gonna flip it up in a few minutes, but I want y'all to see this part. This is what we're doing. Now, this is a portion in here on coding. Okay, this is regarding coding, uh, and because they gave you this portion of the coding, you don't need to get your CPC book in emergency because we haven't gotten to the core courses. But this is a piece that's in your medical insurance billing course. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what is in there. Now. When you get your workbook, your 40s workbook, you can also work on this. But again, you're going to need your coding book. Okay, and look at the insert year of the ICD-10 CM code book used. We have a lot of stuff down here for you to put in here. And look at this. There are also cases back here. Okay, um, Dr. XYZ, she's a patient. Yeah, yeah, several diagnoses and studies are ordered. So, what is the CPT code? What is the ICD-10? So yeah, in the back of this book, they do have some examples for you guys to use as far as the code in the medical insurance billing book. And I think they have those examples because we had the 11, 12, and 13, the CPT, ICD-10 in there. So that's why you have coding assignments. The thing about it is you're going to need your coding books with the medical insurance billing books. Even we haven't gotten to the core courses yet, but that's going to help you to pass your CPC exam. So when you see this, even though it's in the back of your book, these are the coding cases. They're little small cases, but it's still going to give you practice. And this is for some of you who are only taking the YTU for brush up. If you guys are hitting my class for brush up, okay? So just kind of take heed to that. Right, so there is one, two, three, four. Yeah, a lot of cases in here. All right, so it looked like it's 16 cases in here, and then you guys have a couple of open and closed cases in here. See, now this wasn't in the old book. This is something they put in here. This was not in the older book. So this must be some shit that she just added. But there were no cases in here like this. There were cases in the other book, but not this one. I'm on page 311 in the workbook. So earlier we was doing the reading book, we're doing the workbook right there. And this is awesome. I'm going to give you one. Dr. Caesar is an OBGYN specialist who has her own ultrasound machine. I can't read the whole thing, but this is a case that you're going to code. This is why I love Elsevier. Let me put this up because I want you guys to make sure that you get your books, okay? Elsevier.com. That's where you're going to go to get your book. This book that I'm looking at, medical insurance billing, I'm going to throw that book up again. It's so many things in this book that will teach you how to do medical insurance billing and coding. No, well, it's going to give you an introduction to coding. Uh, at the end of our course, we are going into CPC. That's when you get to your core courses. Let me put that up here. When you get to your core courses, that's your CPC courses. I'm going to throw this up here because this is our schedule. This is our schedule. Um, this looks like medical terminology, medical insurance. Here's your medical coding down here. Here's it. I don't know if you can. I got this little thing in my way. I can't really see the whole thing, but you probably can. I'm on the move, and that's the rest of your coding class. So this is your coding class, and this is piece of your coding class. Okay, this is your insurance that we're doing now. Okay, the class. This is what we're going to do next. That's your medical terminology class that we are doing for this class. And that's the same class that I teach Sapphire. That's the same class I teach Sapphire Academy. Okay, like Sapphire Academy just gets more in depth stuff than you do. Okay, those are paying students to get a little bit more than you do. But you're still YTU. You're still getting the basics of what we do. But again, make sure that you go to Elsevier and get your book because you don't have to get all the books at one time, just one book and the next book. If you can't get the workbook and the reading book, just get the reading book. Okay, just get the reading book and you go ahead and get the workbook because there's still a couple of exercises that you can do. Okay, so that's chapter 22. That's your exercises on chapter 22. Let me just look over here and see if there was anything for you to do here. Okay, so I really don't have anything right there. Um, but basically, that's what we're working with. Okay, let me see what I have over here. I have to go back and get let me show you guys the language of medicine, because the language of medicine is what we're going to be working in next. All right, let's get the cover. Let's get the cover. Oh, I didn't show the cover. Oh, cover image. Cover image. Oh my God, why is it so good? Hmm. I'm not sure why it's good like that. Let's break it down. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys see this. How come they let me see? Um, hold on, start to share, share again. There we go. Okay, so okay, I'll take this down. Y'all know how I am about moving this stuff around and everything. So why are you doing that? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not it. I found it. That's your language of medicine book. That's your next class. No, this class don't start yet. This class starts on Saturday, I think. Let me see. The capstone is next Friday. When I say capstone, I'm talking about everything that we just did for medical insurance billing. That's your capstone. This is your language of medicine book that we are going to be working in. Okay, so that is your next class. Okay, that is the language of medicine. Miss Lambert, do we have to get the new one? No, because it's mostly the same thing. It just doesn't change. Hey, cover. Again, you can get this at elsevier.com. Okay, you can get this at elsevier.com. Okay, because this is the book that I want you to work in. So try to see if you can get it from elsevier.com. That is elsevier.com. That's where I want you to get your books from. Okay, so I'm going to move over. How did I get here? Oh, right here. Okay. So that's your language of medicine book. Um, let me see if they. This is the book that we are working in. You guys might be on something else, but I'm gonna do a cover page for this one. All right. So let's get rid of that. This is your book. This is the book that we are working in now. Okay. That's the book we're working in now. So the workbook and this book. Okay. So this is the book that we just finished working in. This is the Fortney's Medical Insurance Billing book. Make sure you get this book. Okay. Some of you who missed some of those classes and you have the archive. This is your book. Okay. This book and that workbook. I'm expecting you guys. This is for YTU. Sapphire Academy. You guys already have this book. YTU. This is the book that you should be using. Okay. So I'm almost an hour in, and we're actually done. Um, just make sure that you can follow the medical insurance billing where we have it. Did I talk about everything in here? I talked about the medical insurance billing book at Series 3. I talked about the academy. I talked about the medical terminology at APC. And I talked about the capstone. So yeah, uh, we pretty much talked about everything that we can think of. Anybody working in the hospital, anybody have any questions, let me know. Again, I have completed the medical terminology book, the Sapphire Physician Coding Medical Terminology book. When are you going to put that book on Amazon, Miss Lambert? Not yet. Okay. Also, you guys let me know if you see anything new going on at the medical billing school. Okay. Tell me what they teaching you. Okay. Tell me what's going on. Okay. Because y'all know I'm going to put it in my class. Okay. This is medical billing class 14. Your course is over. Your medical insurance billing course is over. So I said, well, how long did she do the course? 15 hours. This course was 15 hours of what? Theory. 30 hours of practice. What's the practice, Miss Lambert? The exercises that you're supposed to be doing. Okay? That's the practice. The theory is your reading. The theory is us reading the book. Okay. So get ready for the next course. I will do a capstone for the medical insurance billing. The capstone will be Friday. I'm going to put that thumbnail up in a few minutes. Okay. If you guys got any questions, let me know. Okay. Next class is not until Friday. I have to work all week, but I think I'm going to get here in time. Oh, wait a minute. There's no class until Friday. Okay. So I'm working all week, but there's no class until Friday, and I'll have enough time to do it. But I'll make sure that we get that capstone. The capstone class is possibly 2 hours. Capstone is 2 hours because I'm going to do the whole capstone and we're done. That means we're going from chapter 1 all the way down to 22 in the medical insurance billing book. So today is Monday. You guys got your Friday. YTU, try to have your books. Okay. No, we don't need a student loan. Don't tell me nothing about Pell. I don't want to hear nothing about Pell. You got to be able to put something more into your education. Some people get Pell, and because it's free, they don't even finish. I don't want to hear about Pell. Okay, I want you to be able to get your books. Some of you getting unemployment. Unemployment will pay for your books. And some of you getting social service, they'll pay for your books. Okay, tell social service to send me a letter. I'll send my W-9. Okay, some of you want to join the class and you don't have $1,389 and you want social service, put the social service to me. I'll give them what they need so they can pay me. Okay, just let me know. Some of you who've been terminated from the feds, from the Department of State, let me know. Okay, they pay for you to go to school. Okay, you need to be put on the payment plan. Let me know. Join Sapphire for some coding. Of course, we take payment plans. Hey, I'd be just like be wrong. You know, don't forget to use that $1,150. You guys can also use that. Okay, I'm trying to fix the YTU class almost as if you were in a Sapphire coding class. Okay, so again, subscribe to my channel. Okay, tell your friends. I need everybody to subscribe to the channel so that we can expand this. The more you watch the videos, the more I can give you. The more you watch the video, the more I can give you. If you get people that you know, get your friends, get people that already work in the hospital, review the courses. We can give you more. We can give you more. Okay. So remember, I've decided to go ahead and put those tests inside my manuals. I put the tests inside the manuals. You have to buy the manual. Yeah, you have to buy the manual, but you'll have your answers. You grade your own test. Okay. No, I got copyrights all over it. You can't even copy it. Okay. This is done. 2 minutes in. Remember, medical terminology is done. I also put the medical terminology test in there. I put my test in there, y'all. Okay, y'all find somebody copying my test. Y'all better tell me I'm not playing. Okay. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.